Hi again, everyone. Um, I want to talk about how to look at the situation when it seemed to go against what you wanted. And this is to tag along my previous um, my previous video around guidance and asking and working on the intention. So, along this journey, there will be many opportunities to work on our thinking, and it's a good thing because I would say A Course in Miracles is a pathway to work with our thoughts, and it's not something that we would go about the world or the projection first. The reason I say first is because the world that we seem to live in and everything that we perceive is originated from the thought. So they're not different. It's not to say that okay, we just live in, bury our head in the sand. No. We actually are working at the core. We're not turning away from the perceiving conflicts and the issues in the world. We are going right at the core of the conflicts in the thoughts and in the mind. And that is where all the perceived chaos is coming from. So this is what A Course in Miracles is focusing on, and to truly work the course and apply it, we really have to go there. We have to look at our thoughts, and Spirit is indeed guiding us in that. But on this pathway, of course, it is a huge leap to just focusing on the thoughts. We do perceive that we're bodies and we're living in the seemingly physical world, and there's a life that we call our own, and there's like plenty of things that in a physical realm that seems to be very separate from our thinking and our thoughts, and that needs to be addressed. Problems need to be addressed. Logistics need to be addressed. Yes, that seemed to be so. And A Course in Miracles is not to bypass that either, even though we are working with the thoughts, but we are not bypassing the perception realm either. So it feels like it's not to attempt to change anything, but really look at everything as an opportunity to work at the level of thoughts. In this journey, and we will encounter situations that things seem to fall apart and things seem to fall away, and I would always say that do not be afraid, do not be discouraged. Things would always shift because our mind is shifting, and a lot of the times I see the lack of choice as a really good thing, really good thing. The ego, in this world, if we look around, is the realm of choices, and all the choices only seem to be different at the level of form on the surface, but underneath it they are the same choice to choose separate, choice to give power to anything external, choice to find what we don't have from external, not from within. These are the purpose of choices. And when I get into situations that all of a sudden I don't have choice anymore, things are chosen for me, things happen that I cannot change, then there occasionally will be like, oh, that's not what I would, that's not what I thought, but it always bring me to this place thinking, well, I didn't choose this, so it must be chosen by something else. And what could be something else? It can only be this most loving force that has chosen the path for me than the me that still thinks that it is an individual mind that wants to even get awakened or anything. So when I see things going against what I thought, that's always I come back to, okay, good, I didn't choose this. It must be good then, because I would have never chosen this. Then it must be chosen for me. And then the question is, who chose it for me? There's nobody. There's nobody else that has a malicious intention. We really need to watch our temptation to analyze someone else's motives, because once we do that, we immediately enter the ego land to think that there is a you, there is a me, there's a lack of love, because motivation is always, that needs to be analyzed, is always something other than love. So if it is lack of love, it's fear. We immediately enter into this fear land. Our mind is focusing on darkness, on fear. We let go of this experience, this awareness, in that very thinking. So I wouldn't think anybody or anything can choose something bad for me. I always bring it to, if it is not chosen by this thinking that must still be limited, then it must be the spirit. And it's very, very quick to turn around to think, then I will sit back and relax and trust, just like I have trusted for all these years before. I would have never chosen for myself to reach this point in my life, in my awareness. So it's just a calling for trust again. And at some point, it becomes a clear, very, very clear purpose of my life, that I'm here to see that spirit is guiding me in absolutely everything. The spirit's love is the force that's behind everything. That become my goal, to see that. And for me, when I get clear on the goal, then it makes sense to me that I would only focus on that, and I would not give my mind energy to focus on anything else, because that's not my goal. My goal is to see only this. So because that's what Jesus said, that is true, and I had a lot of experiences. So if my goal is to focus on this, then that's what I call my mind to give me evidence all the time. And I do not give my mind over to call evidence for the opposite. I do not ask my mind to say, look at this, that's a lacking. Look at this, someone must have done something bad to me, or the spirit must left me behind. I'm completely forgotten and unloved and excluded. This is not what I want to see, and this is not what I would give my mind over to. So I feel like, this is really good to get clear on, like, what is truly we're living for. What is the reason we're living for? What, especially on this spiritual journey, with A Course in Miracles, I think it get really easy because we can set this goal for our life first. If I want to heal the perception that I'm the victim, you know, sometimes I thought living just by itself can be a victimhood. I didn't choose this life. I don't want to be here. I would rather be one with God. I would rather go to another realm. Why am I still here? It doesn't need to be a victimhood. It doesn't need to be a victimhood. We're not. That's the opposite from truth. You know, it's not push away reality. It is actually to think we're victimhood is push away reality. Reality is not that we're a victimhood of any kind. This life is not a victimhood. This body is not a victimhood, because we're not a body. We're not in this life. Our mind is so vast, and we do have a desire to be happy, and we do have a desire to know who we are. Then let's focus on that. What is stopping us from focusing on that, if that is what we want? So I just hope that this can be an encouragement and a reminder for all of us that we can join in this focus, that what we want is up for grasp. What we want, the happy thoughts that can make us happy, is up for grasp. And that's what we give our minds to think. That's what we give our mind to perceive. So thank you for joining me.